First video of 2026. I hope all of you had a really nice Christmas and New Year's break. Now, this video is about my photography journey in 2026. I've been, I guess, quite lazy with film photography. If you've been a subscriber to my channel for a while, you would know I've done a lot of film photography videos. But over the last year or so, I haven't shot any film. I've planned to shoot film. Even when I go to Japan, I take film with me and I purchase film out there, like this collection of film here. But I never get around to it. So for 2026, I'm going to put myself in a position where I have to shoot film, because every 2 weeks I'm going to shoot at least one roll of 35mm film and use my Leica MP with the Light Lens Lab at the moment. I'll talk about the camera in a minute. So the idea is to shoot one roll of 35mm film every 2 weeks and upload that video. If I don't do that, you guys can come after me in the comments. I'm more than happy for you to come after me in the comments. Now, this is my Leica MP with the Light Lens Lab 35mm f2 8 element. It's a replica of the original Leica lens, and it's an outstanding lens. I absolutely love this lens. It's very small and compact for an f2 lens, and I think it goes really well with the Leica MP. So for now, I'm going to be using my Leica MP and this lens to start this project, I guess. And then I will be purchasing a couple of Nikon film cameras when I'm in Japan in a couple of months. Now, one of you can guess what those cameras are. If you think you can, put a comment down below. It'd be really interesting if you can guess what the two Nikon film cameras I'm hoping to pick up in Japan in a couple of months. And then obviously it will broaden out from there maybe, but the two Nikon film cameras I'm really looking forward to purchasing. If I can find them in Japan, I'm quite sure I can. If you do have a film camera, especially a Leica camera, and you're not using it for a while, remove the batteries. Don't leave the batteries in there, because they do get drained by the camera, but they also do leak. I don't keep the batteries in my MP. I tend to keep them in a Ziploc bag, or I just throw them away and then put new batteries in it when I'm going to use it, like these two LR44s, which it takes 2 of these in there. So don't ever keep the batteries in your camera if you're not going to use it for a long period of time, because they will be drained by the camera and they will also leak. And if it leaks in your camera, that's going to cost you money to fix it, especially with a Leica camera. So the film I'm going to start off with is this collection of 35mm black and white film. I will be showing some color film as well. If there's any film you want me to test over 2026, let me know down in the comment section. This is what I'm going to start off with, and then I'll be purchasing more film in Japan and overseas, or locally as well. So to start off with, I have a couple of rolls of good old Ilford HP5 Plus. Nice film. Personally, I prefer Tri-X more than HP5. I like the more contrasty look of Tri-X. This is probably my favorite black and white film. So I have 2 rolls of Tri-X and I have 2 rolls of Ilford HP5 Plus. I'm mentioning the Plus because you'll understand that in a minute. This is my last 2 rolls of JCH Street Pan. I don't think Bellamy's making this anymore. I think he stopped making it, which is a bit of a shame, because I do really like this film and it's nice to support somebody like Bellamy. And plus he is a good friend as well. But it is nice to support these little businesses, and it's nice that he's done something like this. I know it's cost him a lot of money to produce his own film, package it and ship it worldwide, but these are my last 2 rolls of JCH Street Pan, which maybe I should shoot these in Japan in a couple of months. And there's these 2 films that I picked up in Japan a few months ago. Never heard of it before. Now this is Seagull. Yes, Seagull was in the bird. 100 and 400 speed film. Now, from what I've been able to find out online, this is made in the same factory in the UK that Ilford's made. So Ilford film and this film are made in the same factory. The difference is this is much cheaper. The 100 and 400 cost me 900 yen. Hang on a minute, I'm going to check on my iPad what that price is. 900 yen is just under $10 New Zealand for a 36 roll, or $5.70 US, which I think is really cheap. So I'm really looking forward to shooting this film and seeing the final results, because if it is a good film for the price, it's going to be a nice film to shoot, because it's less than half the price of HP5, and I'm in Japan in a couple of months, so I can pick up some more of this. So it's Seagull 400 and 100, and it's a black and white film obviously, and there's 36 exposures in there. So what I want you guys to do is to let me know down in the comment section which black and white film I should shoot first. Just don't say Street Pan 400. I should really keep this for Japan. I mean, this expired February in 2025, but I do keep all my film in the fridge, so this should be fine, no problem at all. So there's that film to start off with. And again, if you've got any film you want me to shoot over the next year, let me know down in the comment section. 35mm at the moment, because I don't own any medium format cameras. Now I will be developing and scanning the film at home. I'm not going to talk about how I'm going to develop the film at home just yet. I'll leave that for another video. But for scanning, I'm going to use the Epson GT-X980 flatbed scanner, which I purchased a couple of months ago in Japan. It's exactly the same scanner as the Epson V850, but it's a lot cheaper, especially here in New Zealand. Now I have already done an unboxing video on that scanner and showed you what comes in the box. And there will be another video on using the scanner to scan the film that I'll be shooting every 2 weeks. And I will be using my Nikon Z8 with a macro lens and the Kaiser system, but I'll mention that in upcoming videos. So that's how I'm going to be developing the film at home, but I'm not going to talk about it yet. I'll talk about another video. And I will be using a flatbed scanner from Epson, which is the GTX980, and also my Nikon Z8. This is a film loader, or bulk loader, some people call them. This takes a large roll of 35mm film inside, and you can load your own canisters, which is the films here. Now this was given to me by a very good friend of mine, and the last time he used this was in the 70s. Yes, 1970s sometime. And then he put it under the house for storage. And he found it a little while ago and gave it to me and said, hey, there's some film in there, do you want to use it? He believes it's HP5, not HP5 Plus, which is the newer version. This has HP5, which did come out in 1976. Yeah, 1976. So it could quite possibly have HP5 in there. He said it's definitely black and white film, and he's quite sure it's HP5. So I'm going to load up some canisters and shoot this film and see if anything comes out of it. Now what I want you guys to let me know is, should I attempt to put this very old film, well, it's basically, if it's 1976, that's 50 years old. I don't think anything's going to come out of it, to be truthful, but should I put old film like that in my MP, which I am really worried about because it's a very expensive camera and I don't want to send this to Leica to be fixed, or should I just buy a really cheap film camera and test it that way? Let me know down in the comment section. I'm probably going to use a cheap camera, I'm not using my Leica, but it'd be really cool to hear what you guys think. It is missing its winding handle, but I can 3D print one, which I will do, so I can load the canisters and see if anything comes out of this film. Basically, it's been under somebody's house for 50 years. Yeah, that's going to be interesting, isn't it? So that's it for this video. Just to let you guys know what's coming up in 2026. There will still be reviews of my Nikon gear, because I'm shooting the Nikon ZF there, I'm shooting the Nikon ZR there, and the Nikon Z8. I have 3 cameras on at the moment because I want to check how these video files match. I do really like the Nikon ZF. I think that's an amazing camera for the money. The ZR is outstanding. Don't listen to what anybody says on YouTube. It's a great video camera. Cinema camera, pushing it a bit, but the red raw that comes out of the camera is really, really nice. And the Z8 is just for work, basically. That camera does everything really, really well. So like I said, there will be more videos coming up in 2026, well, every 2 weeks, because if I don't do that, you guys can hold me accountable in the comment section on film photography, scanning, developing, and all of that. And also there will be continuing videos on my Nikon gear, which I've just switched back to. So that's it for this quick video. I really hope you guys have enjoyed it. And as always, thank you so much for watching.